Hey gentlemen, just want to do a little driver summary for getting off of the tee, which was our topic of discussion this week. So first we talked about what makes a good driver. A good driver is someone that never has penalty strokes from off the tee, and someone who gives themselves about a 70% chance of having a clear shot to the hole, not necessarily hitting 70% of the fairways. Really, when we're looking at driver, our goal is to eliminate penalty shots and to give ourselves open shots to the green. However, we have to do that. Okay, that's what makes good drivers. So, what makes a PGA Tour driver a fantastic driver? Well, number one thing is their control of where they're hitting the club face. Okay, a PGA Tour driver is going to hit roughly about an inch every single time around the same area of the club face. They're never going to miss all around the club face. That is what helps them control the curve of their ball. Okay, which leads me to the second thing that makes a great tour player. They hit the same shot shape with their driver every single time. So they aren't trying to hit a fade on one hole and then a draw on the next hole. They are trying to just hit the same shot every time. So why would we do anything different? So I encourage you all to work on center face contact, consistency, and just sticking to one shot shape off the tee. Not trying to hit a fade one hole, draw the next hole, because this is the one shot in golf where we actually get to tee it up, we get to control our lie. So let's make that the easiest possible thing and not confuse it more than it needs to be. So what we did is we sprayed the club face, and we worked on just finding out where are we hitting it right now, and how can we slightly adjust that impact spot. A drill that we used, you're going to see I'm going to go out of focus, but you're going to see this club face, is we did this backswing where we just did our backswing, and we slowly came down and we worked on returning the club right to a tee, and we had that tee try to get right in the center of the club face. So what I encourage you guys to do is do a backswing, come down slow, and try to get the tee to go on the toe of the club. Okay. Then the next time, try to bring it down slow and get the tee to go to the heel of the club. Okay. And then the third time, try to bring it down slowly and get that tee to go right in the center of the club. That's what we want. We want that center face contact. If we hit the ball below the sweet spot, below half the equator of the driver, we're going to lose about 15 yards. Okay? If we hit it on the heel side of the club, we're going to lose about 15 yards. So low and heely is about a 25-yard miss with the driver. So this is a huge distance fact for us to kind of help us gain our consistency on our distance. Okay, so that was a big thing. We did talk about our setup with driver, how I love for people to set up with their feet together. They take a little step with our left foot to get the ball off the inside of your left heel, and then as you take this right foot back, your right shoulder falls slightly. So I'll do that one more time so you can see. Left foot takes a little step for pressure in the left, or ball position in the left heel. Right foot comes back, right shoulder comes back. Okay. So that is the best way to help us set up for a driver. Instead of, a lot of times people will set up where they put their feet in and then they reach out, and that causes some problems with our shoulders at setup. Start with our feet together, get into the ball, and then doing it this way will help us create a fundamentally good driver setup. So we talked about getting centerness of contact as king. We talked about our setup to have success. Our speed part, all we really talked about was two things. If we want more distance, we need a bigger backswing, so our hands have to go back further. Every inch our hands go back, that's about a mile per hour of club head speed. Okay, so the further the hands go back, the faster we'll swing it. Okay, the second thing is we need to learn how to use our arms and wrists. Our arms and wrists are about 85% of our speed of our golf swing. So odds are, if you're not hitting as far as you want, you're trying to hit it with just your body. You're not using your arms and wrists enough to have success. So a great drill is just to take a club, hold it about on the shaft here, and I want you to work on loading that club. You'll kind of see how it makes a nice L here. And seeing if you can get a good swish of it, and then you'll see how it makes an L over here. Most of the time for you that struggle with distance is you won't make an L over here, and over here we're going to look like this compared to that. Most PGA Tour drivers look like this in this position in the follow through. That's because they are unloading that club. I will tell a lot of people it's almost like you're trying to hit a very hard top spin with your right hand. All right, so that's our distance keys. Longer backswing, better use of the arms and wrists, not trying to swing the body harder. That's why the tour players can finish in such good balance. They understand that their arm speed creates a lot of the distance, not their body moving faster. Last thing we did is we just took it onto the golf course. And it's going to be a little tough to see this, but I drew a little dispersion of about 40 yards wide on the driving range. So we should be very happy if we can keep the driver within 40 yards. What we want to do is when we get in the golf course, we want to use that field goal post idea for our tee shots. We want to move. We have an OB line to the right of the fairway. So what did I do? I moved our right dispersion just inside the fairway by a few yards. And that ended up putting us over where our left dispersion would be actually in the trees. But that is okay because once again, key to being a good driver is not having penalty strokes, not having to re-tee. So we'll take the ball going in the left trees. So once I got my right dispersion, my left dispersion, my aim point ended up being about 2/3 to the left side of the fairway. Now that I planned for that, here's the key, gentlemen. We have to swing aggressively and freely. We have to make a very aggressive swing, a very confident swing. We cannot try to guide it there because we don't try to guide it on the range. So we want to make our driver swing as free as possible on the golf course. We do that by picking our right miss and our left miss and finding the center. And then from there, you can just let it rip because you know that 98% of the time, you're going to hit it inside of that area. So then you can swing freely. And that is the key for us to get off the tee with a lot more success. All right, gentlemen. So next week we have putting. Bobby and I look forward to it. Hope you have a great week.